Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of One Piece episode 590. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out from Tashigi how she mentions to Smoker that the abductors may still be on the island. Definitely worth mentioning, but it really doesn't go anywhere. But Smoker, he also believes that within the Navy that someone's hiding all this information about Punk Hazard in general. I can't wait to see who's behind that. No, really, I can't wait. Yes, manga-wise, I know where it's going, but anime-wise, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it, in my opinion. Now, moving on past that, who is the real villain on Punk Hazard? Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we know. The initials CC from Brownbeard, if you remember, it stands for Caesar Clown. So now we know who the real villain is on Punk Hazard. Yes, his name is Caesar Clown. Apparently, he also used to work for the Navy underneath Dr. Vegapunk. You heard me right. But again, that's where the episode ends, and I'll have my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So, before I say anything more, we open up this episode, and it's a crossover between One Piece, Toriko, and Dragon Ball Z. Are you kidding me? I love the build-up. Now, we've only done one other crossover in One Piece a little bit ago. Well, a long time ago, of course, but this is our second crossover with this anime series, so I can't wait to see where it's going to go. But sorry, I digress. Moving on. So we open up this episode with the IGO, the International Gourmet Organization. Obviously, this has Toriko written all over it. Apparently, it's an ultimate festival they're having, and we're taken right to it. I know, apparently the winner of this ultimate festival or tournament will receive a rare legendary piece of meat. I'm like, oh, this definitely has Goku, Luffy, as well as Toriko written all over it, because since they love eating food. I mean, the ultimate prize is a legendary piece of meat. Are you kidding me? Oh, Goku, you're drooling, man. I see you. But anyways, the race does start, so the tournament is on its way. And we open up with a giant insect. It appears out of nowhere, and it wipes all the survivors. Everyone that's part of the tournament are gone. Right away, they either turn around or they've been defeated. I know, it's really epic. And who are we left with? Toriko's group, One Piece, and the Dragon Ball Z group. I shit you not, right? Seriously, I definitely saw that coming. But moving on past that, what are the rules for this tournament? I know, really? What the hell are the rules? We don't even know. Apparently the participants, they can choose their own route to get to the center of the island. That's the main rule, I guess, so you can choose any route you want. This reminds me of Fairy Tail. Be honest. Yeah, it does remind you of Fairy Tail, of Tenryu Island. Yeah, be honest. That's what it does remind us of. But anyways, each group can choose their own route, or person can choose their own route to take. But you cannot fly. Yeah, they can do everything but fly. So Goku, you cannot fly, but wait, you can teleport, but you don't, because you're a good guy, and you don't want to cheat because you're a good guy. Schmuck, you could have done it, man. You could have took this game in a second. But anyways, that's my opinion. But we are introduced to Mr. Satan. Yes, from Dragon Ball Z, the one character that no one gives a fuck about. Yes, Mr. Satan, he is another commentator. And I guess he's a judge or something like that within this anime episode, which I'm like, really? Who the fuck cares? And guess what? Mr. Satan, you crossed the fucking line. You declared yourself as the universe's strongest fighter? Are you fucking kidding me? The strongest fighter? Okay, even a damn chimpanzee high up on alcohol is stronger than you. Okay, seriously? Mr. Satan, the strongest fighter in the universe? Ooh, buddy, then why aren't you competing in this tournament? Huh? Just putting that out there. But sorry, moving on past that, the groups, they come to a crossroad. Yes, within this tournament, the groups come to a crossroad. They have to pick which route they're going to take. And this gets even more interesting, because you know what? Luffy, Goku, and Toriko, they choose the mountain pass. Right down the middle, they're going to climb the mountains. I'm like, great! So we see all the main characters in one location. Figures. You heard me. Figures. Now moving on past that, we are taken to a little cutscene with Sanji, Gohan, and a few others, obviously. Again, I'll say it one more time, we're taken to a little cutscene with Sanji, Gohan, and a few other characters that are with them, and they run into an ape-like creature. I shit you not, its name is called the Manapuka. I believe that's what they call it within the episode, but it's an ape-like creature they stumble across, and the only way they can get past this ape-like creature is by satisfying its hunger. As soon as you hear this person say you have to satisfy this monster's hunger, I figure they're gonna sacrifice someone. I figure this is what I thought. They're going to offer one of the Toriko members up for a feast or something to this ape-like creature, but no, that's not what happens. They cook for the damn ape. Are you kidding me? You have Gohan in the group. I mean, shit. You have Sanji in the group, and you're going to cook for this piece of shit ape? I'm sorry, I just don't understand. Just fucking cut its ass in half or something. Blow it away. But no, you're going to cook for it? And so they cook for it. And obviously they get by, but I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry, I just don't understand that. But moving on past that, we're taking to another little cutscene with Master Roshi, Brook, Robin, Frankie, and the rest of their little group in general. And they chose the desert route. Yeah, they're in the desert. Yeah, and Master Roshi as well as Brook are being perverts. Obviously, Robin's in the group. They're going to be perverts. Figures. Yeah, perverts. Yeah, you gotta love them. Fuck it. You gotta love those guys. Now, we have Goten, Trunks, and Chopper, and the rest of their little group. They went down the Rocky Valley Pass. So you see like little cliffs on both sides, and they're going down the middle. I'm like, okay, so they chose somewhat of a safer route. It's like a Rocky Valley type atmosphere. And yes, we see Goten as well as Trunks use fusion right off the bat, and Chopper loves it. He's like, wait, you guys can combine yourselves to make this ultimate fighter? I want to do that. No. Not gonna happen, Chopper. No one wants to fusion with your sorry ass. No. Ain't gonna happen. Now we are taking to a little cutscene with Luffy, Gohan, and Toriko. Yes, Goku is in the lead. No surprise! Of course Goku's in the fucking lead. It's fucking Goku. Followed by Luffy. Of course Luffy's gonna be in second. And Toriko is in dead last place. Of course Toriko's in dead last place among those top three. It's Toriko. Come on. I'm not expecting anything from Toriko. Not to say I haven't, don't like the series. I've seen a couple episodes, but I promised myself I wouldn't finish the Toriko anime series until One Piece is done. And that's not happening anytime soon, so deal with it. But anyways, Toriko is in last place, and they're going up the mountain, and Goku, he is in first place. I keep saying that because I love hearing it. And they reach the top, and it's a volcano. So on the top of this rocky mountain is a volcano, and King Kai contacts Goku, and he's updating him on the pending danger. So now Goku knows there's some pending danger ahead, and I'm like, okay. And then Goku just teleports his ass out of there. He doesn't fly, but he teleports himself, and I'm like, wait a minute, you just teleported, so why can't you teleport your sorry ass to the finish line? No? You still being the good guy? Fuck you. Seriously, man, you could have won this game. Now we are taking to a little cutscene with Zoro. This is the main epic part. We want to see where the fuck Zoro is at, because he's not with anyone from One Piece. He's by himself. And guess what? He runs into Zebra. Yeah, Zebra, King of Heaven from Toriko. Obviously, it's a Toriko character. So you got Zoro, Zebra, and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z. All together, they ran into each other, and they're prepared to kick each other's fucking ass. I love it. That was another great build-up. And guess what? The video feed from the tournament goes blank, so we don't know what the hell happened. I was like, what? That was an epic matchup, and we don't get to see what's happening? Oh, I was like, oh, fucking A, fuck, no. God, you really fucking hate me right now. So we are taking to a little cutscene with Toriko and Luffy, and they're heading to the finish line. And guess what? Goku appears out of nowhere. So you got Luffy, Toriko, and Goku. They're going straight down the middle, and they're heading to the finish line, and it's a three-way freaking tie. It gets better and better and better. Now, apparently, it's not done. Even though they won in a threesome, their threesome had a tie, it's not over. Yeah, the end result, the arena transforms, and they're going to fight each other. But no, it gets better. These guys aren't only going to fight themselves. We're not going to just see Luffy fight Goku, fight, Toriko, but it gets better. Mr. Satan. Remember, he self-identified himself as the world's, or no, not just the world, but the universe's strongest fighter. Now he's going to enter the arena that is just transformed, and he's going to fight. So it's going to be a foursome battle. Okay, I like the threesome thing. That was freaking amazing, but Mr. Satan? Really? Okay, if your ass is going to be handed to the world on a silver platter, this is the best way to do it. We've got three of the strongest characters in the anime series, in any anime series per se, and, well, I can't really speak for Toriko, of course, and they're going to be fighting Mr. Satan? Hell fucking yeah! I hope to kick his sorry fucking ass. Yeah, and here's the kicker. Here's the one piece of rule that has been thrown at us. If you fall outside of the arena, you are disqualified. Mr. Satan, you are screwed. Let's see you run out of this one. Then moving on past that, yes, we see Goku. He goes right off the bat onto Luffy. So Goku, he attacks Luffy. No surprise there, but it's a no-go. And then Torko, he goes after Goku and it's blocked. Well, it's Goku. You're lucky to even get a blow on him, let alone start one. So I'll give Torko some credit, but Goku, yeah, he blocked it. And then Luffy, he attacks Goku and Torko. Yeah, so Luffy attacks Goku. Enough said there. Then Torko, he attacks Luffy. It's like a roundabout. Everyone's attacking someone. And it's getting good. It's an intense fight. Don't get me wrong. I loved watching it. I was like, is it going to get better? Is it going to get better? Is it going to get better? Yes, Goku, you attack both. Yeah, Torko and Luffy. About time we finally see Goku. He takes the reins. He attacks both Torko and Luffy. And both Luffy and Torko, they take on Goku. I'm like, what? I would have thought Goku would have done this whole loner thing at the start instead of, talking to King Kai before he did everything. But you know what? I'm glad Torko and Luffy decided to combine each other's power and attack Goku. But it's a no-go. Yeah, that's all I can say. It's a no-go, because guess what? Goku, he flies. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Bear with me now. I believe the rules for the tournament, not the match of course, but for the tournament, you could not fly. You could teleport, you could do anything else, but you could not fly. Now, during this matchup, there were no set rules, really, except if you get flung out of the arena, you're disqualified. But Goku, you're flying, so aren't you disqualified? Probably not, since he was still fighting. They didn't say anything, so he's not disqualified. So Goku, he starts to fly above the arena, and he attacks from the sky, and he gets all serious. Oh no, it gets better. All three of the characters, Luffy, Goku, as well as Torko, they get all serious now. Now we get to see their strongest attacks. However, Goku, he's not transforming into his his other phases of being a Super Saiyan. We don't see him turn all ape shit on everyone. No, he doesn't grow a tail. He doesn't evolve. Now we don't get to see that. So I was like, what? This isn't him getting serious. This is him just playing around. Yeah, Goku, he's not in his ultimate form. We don't get to see that. But anyways, all three of the characters get serious. Yeah, no. I don't see that. Now, Torko and Luffy and Goku, yeah, they're all out of the arena. After they all attack each other, they get flung out of the arena, and guess what? Mr. Satan is the last person standing. What? What? Mr. Satan, you are the winner? Get the fuck out of here. Mr. Satan, you're the winner? Are we having a whole little cell matchup again where everyone thinks, Mr. Satan saved the world? Because, you know what? I'm not buying this. Really? Oh no, it gets better. Mr. Satan, he tells all three of the other characters. So this is Mr. Satan. He tells Luffy's group, he tells Goku's group, as well as Torko's group, I'm going to share my prize with every one of you participants that made it this far, as well as with your group members. And so they're taken to a different location. They're having an amazing feast. We see all these characters. It's pretty cool. Now, we do a little cutscene. Apparently something is approaching the island, but we don't know what. But we are taken back to the feast, and we see all the group members chow down. They're eating this legendary piece of meat, which is from a cow. And we see Boo. Yes, Boo is there. We see Goku's father-in-law. He is there. Damn, all this nostalgia, seeing all these characters under one roof. Love it. Now, we are taken to a little cutscene with Mansam. Yeah, Mansam was one of the commentators, as well as a member of the IGO, which is the International Gourmet Organization, or at least I believe he's a member of the IGO. Anyways, he was the one that put the tournament together, and he's approached by Piccolo, Robin, and one of the random Torko characters. And they're asking Mansam, okay, so why did you have all these characters, all these strong fighters underneath one roof? Why did you have this tournament? What was the purpose of this tournament? I love doing this, by the way. It's fun. Anyways, that's what they asked Mansam. Well, what was the point of this tournament? You must have more ulterior motives than just to have a tournament like this. This does not make any sense. Then the truth finally emerges. Yeah, this was organized. So this is what Mansam tells everyone, or at least these characters in general. The truth. He organized this tournament to capture Akami. Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck is Akami? So yes, we're thrown with a little bit of information about who the fuck Akami is. Akami is a famous Abyss Wolverine. Now, don't get me wrong, I know what the fuck a Wolverine is, but an Abyss Wolverine? I'm not buying this. But anyways, Akami appears out of nowhere, right in front of this whole little festival they're having, should I say, the food they're eating and whatnot. He appears out of nowhere. This is Akami, and he looks like a damn blowfish. Now, bear with me, a pink blowfish. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So Akami is some little blowfish. I'm not scared. I'm not seeing how the hell this guy's going to scare anyone. And he just attacks out of nowhere. Akami attacks, and he gets bigger and bigger. He's like absorbing everyone's strengths or something like that. And Akami is getting bigger. Obviously, Akami evolves into something else, and he's called something else, but I'm going to keep calling him Akami, so bear with me. So Akami keeps getting bigger and bigger, and apparently Akami has poisoned some of the members. Yeah, Akami, he poisoned some of the members. I'm like, oh shit. Now, the only antidote that's mentioned to save these people that have been poisoned is to catch Akami in 30 minutes and to make a remedy out of his body. So they have to kill Akami to make a remedy. It has to be within 30 minutes. So the shit has hit the fan. Now everyone's going after Akami one by one by one. It's getting pretty epic in my opinion. And all I can say is the new Z Fighters here they are. Yeah. Now I know you're saying, wait, these aren't the new Z Fighters. I'm just labeling them the way I see them from the Dragon Ball Z series. These are the new Z Fighters, plain and simple. Toriko's group, Luffy's group, as well as Goku's group, they combine powers and they're one, which means they're the new Z Fighters. Plain and simple. Now Bushaka and Sanji, if I pronounce his name right, Bushaka or Bushakia, depending on how you want to pronounce it, he's from Toriko. So Bushaka and Sanji, they run into Akami. Right off the bat, they run right into Akami, like, oh great, and they attack it without even thinking. Yeah, Piccolo shows up. Now their attacks didn't do shit, and then Piccolo shows up. I'm like, okay, now this shit's gonna hit the fan even more, because this is fucking Piccolo! Are you kidding me? I love it! Yeah, guess what? It's a no-go. All three of them are stopped. And they're poisoned. Because remember, Akami poisons everyone he runs into. So now Piccolo's been poisoned, Sanji and Bushakyo, he's been poisoned. I'm like, oh, great. And I got some of the best characters knocked out already. And then we're moved to a little cutscene with Brook. Well, I'm not going to really talk too much about his group, but we run into Brook's group from, One Piece, obviously. And we see Goten as well as Trunks and Frankie. They're all together. And they attack, Akami, and it fails. No surprise there. Now, Luffy, he has the finishing blow. Yes, we see Luffy, but before I get to Luffy, of course, I want to jump to Luffy. I love Luffy. This is Luffy's freaking series. No, Toriko. Toriko's the one that runs into Akami before Luffy or Goku, so Toriko runs into Akami, and he's running into Akami, and then we see Luffy show up with Goku, so now we got the three badasses of the series show up, of their own series, of course, and they show up. I'm like, great, here's the ending of the series. Here we go. No. It's a three-way attack, and it looks like it's going somewhere, and Luffy, he has the finishing blow, or so we thought. Luffy doesn't have the finishing blow. That was the build-up, but it's a no-go. And he's attacked, and again, Luffy's been pushed aside. Now, it gets kind of interesting, because Goku, he's leaning in, he's telling Luffy, I have a special request. Now, we don't hear what his special request is, but it's to use his Spirit Bomb. The last time we saw Goku use Spirit Bomb, or at least that I can remember, was when he was fighting Frieza from the Dragon Ball Z series. So the last time Goku used his Spirit Bomb was during, the Frieza saga, when he was on Namek. And to see it again, nostalgia, I love seeing it, but that's not his strongest attack, though. So I was kind of let down. That's not his strongest attack. Now he starts to use it, and the other two are kind of pissing Akami off, and he's about to launch it. However, his energy from his Spirit Bomb is being sucked up by Akami, so it's a no-go. So we don't even get to see him use his Spirit Bomb, which is definitely a letdown. But again, all three of these characters, Luffy, Goku, as well as Toriko, they just attack Akami right away, all powered up, the strongest they can be, although that's not really the truth, and they defeat Akami. Finally! And at the end of the episode, we see all of the characters who were poisoned, as well as the ones that weren't, eating Akami's flesh. Yeah, Akami has been cooked. He's now been baked, whatever you want to call him. Akami's dead for the count, and people are now eating him, so no one's poisoned now, which I thought was kind of ironic. So that put a damper on that little fight. I thought it was going to go somewhere, but again, Akami defeated. Everyone is now eating him after he's been cooked. Now, moving on past that, I know I said that was the end of the episode. I kind of lied there, because where the fuck is Zoro and Zebra as well as Vegeta? They're still fighting. And again, that's where the episode ends. As for my final thought, nostalgia all around. We get to see not only One Piece characters with Dragon Ball Z characters, but Toriko characters. But again, I'm not really thrilled with the Toriko characters right now because I'm not really into that series. But bear with me, it was still great to see all the characters underneath one roof. But it could have been better. Goku wasn't even at his most powerful he could be. So that's why I wasn't really thrilled with that. So am I going to have any more final thoughts beyond that? Fuck no, I'm done. I'm done there. Moving on to my final rating, 3.5 out of 5. I'm giving this that kind of rating. The fight scenes were not there. I mean, they were, but they weren't. This is Goku we're talking about, and Luffy. Luffy, I can see him kind of pushing it. He used enough power, looks like he got serious enough, but he is a lot more stronger than that. And Goku, okay, we didn't see half of the real Super Saiyan forms you usually use. So I was let down. I'm a DBZ fan. I'm like, what? You use Spirit Bomb. That's not even your strongest technique. Really? Even your sons were stronger than you. And we didn't even get to see their strongest. I mean, we saw a fusion with Goten and Trunks, but no, Gohan, come on, you fucking defeated Cell. And are you kidding me? You didn't even get as strong as you could have been. I mean, technically, Goku could have fusioned with Vegeta if he wanted to, but we didn't even get to see that. So I was definitely devastated with this episode. So final rating, 3.5 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough review of One Piece episode 590. But definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you like. But again, let me know what you thought of this episode. And let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out, because hopefully it's better than this one. But I'm not saying I didn't like this episode. Nostalgia all around. It was decent. But they could have had a better crossover. That's all I'm saying. But again, guys, I gotta hit the bricks, and I gotta go. And before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.